Good morning. This is Bruce from Gem Trek in Western Australia, also known by my Getter Out facilities, and I'm in Razor's workshop, Razor Ray's shop, and I would like to introduce you to the owner and the man himself, Razor.
Hey Bruce, I got this.
Yeah,
I got this piece of aluminium right here, and I want to introduce you to my. Oh, hey everybody from YouTube! I didn't realize you were filming.
There you go. You see?
Wow!
If you don't learn something.
Hey, so here I want to show you my lathe anyway. So here, let's peel this thing off of here, and we'll just throw this up there. And here is my pride and joy right here.
So Razor, tell me about this machine. What brand is it and what model is it?
Well, it's a 8-inch South Bend, and it was made in the height of the Depression, and they came up with this machine, from my understanding, was to keep the smaller machine shops in business still in the height of the Depression by offering this lathe for, I believe it was like $110 or $120 less than the typical 9-inch. Because nobody had any money back then, they figured, the South Bend brothers figured that this was the best way to try to keep those small businesses in business during that time frame. So I am fortunate enough to have run across this thing purely by chance. It was thrown up on Craigslist, basically down the street from where I live, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and I absolutely love this machine. So
now what sort of chucks do you have here? I see you've got an ER collet on there at the moment. That's an ER16, is it?
Yeah, it is. I have a 3MT spindle mount on my lathe here, but I have a, I believe it's an 1 3/8" 10 thread on my spindle, which is very rare.
Yeah, so you can screw on the chucks and faceplates and so forth.
As a matter of fact, I was doing some other weird operation with my makeshift tool post grinder, so I took off my gadgets here, but here is my
Razor's makeshift grinding tool post is not one that you hold together with plastic ties, is it, Razor?
No, I actually held it up there by hand.
Cut!
So
we don't want to hear this.
Anyway, here's my little 4-jaw, and I should have competed in that 4-jaw contest, but I decided to let everybody else have the fun.
But you'll have a go next year.
I'll have a go next year.
Okay, cool.
But one thing I learned from somebody on YouTube is don't ever throw your chucks and whatnot on the lathe bed. So I made these platforms that actually sit on here. They connect on the back side of the machine, and I can set my chuck jaw or my parts or whatever on there without damaging my bed. So
okay,
I try to be a good listener. So
okay, well this machine looks like it's in pretty good nick, as we would say. It's got a lot of little knobs on it all over the place.
Yeah, knobs.
So they feel like all of those knobs actually work well. And you've got this what do you call this head? Tool post.
A quick change tool post. I think it's a phase 2, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't swear to that. They're supposed to be a little better than the straight up Chinese version, but
and these are the
my tool post. I mean my tool holders. So we'll just tighten that down, and
then that fits on there.
And this is my parting tool, which I absolutely hate.
Maybe I'll grab the camera and I'll come around here and we can see it from this angle as well, Ray.
Okay.
Just bear with us, guys. We'll relocate. I'll see if I can get. Okay, so there's the thread you're talking about.
Right.
And
that's the 1 3/8".
So there's a Morse taper in there. Is there? How is this chuck held in?
It's just a tapered number MT3 Morse taper in here.
Right.
and you just insert it in there, and then
yeah, and you can knock it out from the back
knock it
end.
out from the back side, right?
Okay, and you've got a little dial gauge down here for.
I manufactured this specifically. In fact, Dale Derry, when he was over here visiting me, hint, hint, hint. I welcome all YouTubers, so don't be shy. But I made this thing specifically to align with this rod right here, so I could do
your measurements through that.
My measurements through that. See?
Okay, you see that clock moving?
So
there we go.
That way I don't have to stick a dial indicator right on the bed.
This is a marriage like there is from Australia to America,
right,
where the water goes down clockwise and anti-clockwise, depending on what part of the globe you're on. And so down here we've got, and this is the original flat belt drive arrangement.
No, actually it isn't. I changed this wheel to accept the...
sorry guys, that we've got a lot of light coming in from, a lot of natural light coming in, so this may be a little bit difficult to see. But anyway, let's have a look here, Ray. So this is your back gear arrangement.
Right, this is all my gear
chain.
train.
Back gear chain. And what size hole have you got there? Is that...
Where, here?
1 inch or 7/8?
No, yes. This is, I think it's a touch over 3/4 is all it is.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, it's a small,
that's
small
nice.
Guy.
That's a nice cover, and that cover also has
my thread pattern,
thread pattern on it.
Thread whatever you call that.
Yep, and you put yourself a backing plate on here.
I did. I manufactured my little plate. It comes all the way down underneath the bottom.
Okay, so it's a dual purpose one.
Right, and so see, here's my scrap barrel that I've made a few chips. So I've been having fun, and here's these long stringy ones that I absolutely love. That all you real machinists hate.
Well, they're coming off the lathe at a slower pace than what we do, I think.
That's right.
And if anybody wants to see the movie of me making an Acme thread down at Ray Canagler's shop, where I made a new spindle for his tailstock. His tailstock would only screw in and out a certain amount. It was only 1.5 inches instead of 3 inches. So I did a getter out. That was getter out number 2 here in the USA, and I got that spindle out, and we then made a movie of the problems we had in this back section here, and I cut a new thread on Ray's machine. Well, that's very nice. Very, very nice. That's a nice little unit.
Well, thank you. Bruce.
Sorry guys, I can't turn the light off to get a more sharper one, but Ray's built this on a bench with good solid legs, almost as solid as Ray's legs. Look at those. Look at them. Look at them. Yeah. And then he's got all these little tools and the Kennedy box at the back. And
no, this is a Gerstner box, I believe. I think it's a Gerstner box.
Okay. Yep.
It's probably about as old as you are.
Oh, that's a youngster then. And then we'll look around the shop here quickly.
My square wave TIG machine right there.
TIG welding machine. I'll come around this way, maybe it'll be better. There we go, we've got a TIG welding machine.
These are all my parts for the Bridgeport to be put back together
eventually. You've got a couple of vices there and so forth. He's got tools hanging here everywhere.
Yeah.
Make use of every square nook, every nook and cranny and everything else. We've got plenty of clamps, a nice big compressor there that'll do a good, very, very good blow job. Electrical works here, paints and so forth. Very typical. A blue motor over there. It's
that's my new 390 for old Betsy. My new 390 for old Betsy right there. So,
okay. And he's got lots of gears and all sorts of bits and pieces.
This is all my stuff for the mill. As you guys can see, hopefully you can see this, the flaking job that Jason over at D&L Machine put on my table, and he has told me that table should be within about 2/10 by the time I get it all put back together. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So for those of you who aren't aware, 2/10 in American speak means 2/10,000, whereas 2/10 in Australian speak would be 2/10 of a millimetre, a slight difference. Okay, and you've got a couple of steadies here as well.
Yeah, these are 9-inch for my 9-inch lathe. These are brand new. This one's brand new. This one's not brand new, but it's in really good shape. This is the manual adjust on the steady, as you can see.
Yes.
And these are the
plunge
the
type.
micrometer adjust.
Yes.
On that, they're both the same size for the 9-inch.
Well, that's good if you have a 7-foot bar that you need to put on your 2-foot lathe.
On my 4-foot lathe.
Your 4-foot lathe, yeah.
So these parts right here for my bandsaw that I'm refurbishing, painting, getting all squared away.
That's one thing about Ray is, like all the rest of us, we always have plenty of projects to work on.
Amen.
And when we finish them only when we've run out of room and we're fed up with shifting them from here, there and the other place.
Right.
Around here he's got a drill press with a rotary table. That's a dinky little rotary table you got there.
It
Is that a 90-to-1, Ray?
Works perfect though. I have no idea what the rotation value is on this thing, but it definitely
Well, it will be written there somewhere, Ray.
Well, if I had my dab burn glasses, I might be able to see it, but it goes that way, and it goes that way, and it goes this way.
That's a very, very nice item you've got there.
Yeah,
very, very nice. That's a
love it.
compounded unit,
Yeah.
which gives you XY compound plus a turning circle as well.
According to Lipton, this is a A. When the X and the Y and an A.
Yes.
I guess that means that it spins in a circle.
Yeah, well, I don't believe everything that Tom Lipton tells you either. I would be saying that's a Z. Okay, and then he's got all these tools and bits and pieces. This looks like a...
That's my knuckle for
That's your knuckle.
For the mill.
Right.
I've completely filed that thing down by hand, and then it's sitting in primer right now, waiting for paint. My mill is going to be my pride and joy. That is going to be my true introduction to YouTube as my mill project. So I figured that, other than being introduced by this man standing here, in front of me, I'm truly honored, Bruce. Thank you for taking the time to come over here and visit my mess. It won't stay like this, I promise. But I'm so happy that you made the trip, and hopefully your response from everybody was good and positive. I know I tried my best to make you feel welcome, and I'm so honored by your presence here today. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Ray. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Time is running out.
I fabricated this from scratch. This is my homemade shop press.
Right.
I fabricated this whole thing. I didn't fabricate the actual jack, but everything else I did.
Right. Okay. So that's a good little shop press, and it's actually got long legs. It's on an angulated stands down the bottom here, and it's got all the bits and pieces that anybody with a press needs to be able to push, shove, and punch stuff out. And then, well, we won't talk about what we can see there. Anybody need any loose spanners? You can find them in this box.
These are all snap-on, buddy. So these are high-dollar wrenches right here.
Oh, okay.
That's not a snap-on. This one is.
Yeah, nice and shiny.
Snap-on.
Yep, snap-on. It's what I call snap-off when they use those easy outs that have got a taper and a thread on them.
Right.
Sort of a spiral wound thread.
So let's
there
take a look at.
We got more bits here from the Bridgeport.
Oh, this is for my tool
tool
grinder.
Post. Yep.
Yeah, no, tool grinder, the cutter grinder tool cutter grinder, which is behind you. I'm refurbishing that, of course. This is the machine that Randy and I are completely refurbishing. We couldn't find any parts for this thing anywhere, so we decided to Americanize it. So we're putting American components, American electrical, American plugs, everything to just make this thing completely functional again.
Right, okay. So this is a Tachel Acquiterma Macchina Modello Fabbricazione. So this is either Italian or it's a Spanish.
Yeah, we've determined it's Italian.
It's Italian, Italiano.
Yeah.
Tachella. Yep, comes from an Italian thing. So that's another project.
Here's my my 2-foot brake right here that I absolutely love that thing.
And that new
And now I have
shear
a
that
shear
we've
to
got, that you
match.
bought, yeah. Now, I would also believe that you're going to be hanging that flag in a few days'
Absolutely.
time
In fact,
for the 4th of July.
In fact, this is the flag that that Bob from Bob's Banners was talking about. American flags made in China. So guess where this is going? This is going in the fire pit, because I just bought a new flag from Bob that is made in America. So that's the one I'll be flying on the 4th.
Okay, so everybody have a great 4th of July. I won't be here. I've got to head home. And what else have we got here? What year is that?
That's
2015.
Yeah, 1947 is this calendar, and I just put it up there for nostalgia. So anyway, get a shot of my my shear out here. This is my new shear that you helped unload.
We've got the spanner in Australian speak,
we've got
or the wrench.
We've got my
wrench in American speak.
Wrench. Oh shit! I dropped it.
And this has been signed by all the YouTube mob, as you can see. As we go along, you'll be able to see the Pierre. He's this gentleman here is from. Yeah, he's come down from Canada. Get it done. Keith Fenner, Ryan. Who's it? Welshilla. There's Wiggins. Metal Tips and Tricks.
Yeah,
John
Dale,
Saunders.
Dale.
Donald Cossett. Kilroy was here. The one and only Tom Lipton and Jem Trek.
Who's that guy?
That's Bruce. I know him, the Thunder from Down Under. And we've got Barzy, and we've got RR in the shop, Ray's Garage, A Bomb, Brad Jacobs. Who's that? Raycare, there you go, Tools and Machines. Then we got Tom Zelikman, and outside Screwball.
My buddy Chuck.
The one only Mr. Chuck.
That's right.
And there's the shear outside. We've just unloaded it from the truck, and that's going to come into the house as well. So, Ray, just tell us, what are you going to move out of the workshop to be able to make room for that?
Well, you know, that's a good question, Bruce, because I got a lot of stuff in there that definitely I need to make way for this. So, you know, it's a matter of priority. So what can I afford that can be rusted, can get a little rust on it, and what can't? And this can't.
Okay, so what you're telling me is you're going to get one of those electric magnets like they use in the scrap yards, and you're going to hook it up to your tractor there, and then whatever it pulls out of the workshop will make room for this.
So be it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Ray, it's been a pleasure coming here to see your setup. And I wish you well in getting your property set up with a new house and getting your shop the way you want it to be.
Yeah, thank you.
One thing I can guarantee you, that's a lifetime achievement. It doesn't finish till the day you die. And you've joined a crowd of people who never stop developing and learning and from others and that sort of thing. And all the very best, Ray.
Thank you, sir, very much, sir.
You get a close-up of that mug. There's a mug shot there. And we'll see you all again.
All right, take care, everyone.